For foundation, I'll be using the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte in Sun Beige. I'll also be using the Catrice Cosmetics Concealer, and I'll be using this light shade at the end. And then I'll be using the MAC Select Cover Up in NC 30. Using a stippling brush, I'm just patting everything onto my face, and then to blend that in, I'll be using the stippling brush as well and just buffing that into my skin. Obviously, we want to have it white. I didn't have white, so I just used these 3 combinations just to get a lighter color foundation. To set the foundation in place, I'll be using the MAC Prep and Prime Translucent Powder and applying that with a powder brush all over my face. Using the Morphe 35O palette, I'll be using different shades of brown and orange just to create depth for this look. And using a blending brush, I'm applying all of those colors onto my lids, and then later on we'll bring it down and create depth underneath our eyes as well. The further we bring it down onto our cheeks, the deeper it looks. To give the zombie bride a frown, we'll just be dragging the same shadow up, and we'll be applying that past our eyebrow. Using this black shade in the Morphe 35B palette, we'll be going over the brown and giving it a hollow effect. So what the black does is just basically create shadows on your face, and it gives more depth to the look. So I'm just outlining what I've done already, and there I added too much, but we'll blend that out later on. So what you want to do is just go over, but not covering the brown completely. And using a small angle brush, I'm just applying that shadow into the corners of my eye and dragging it down. This just creates more of a hollow look. So using a blending brush, I'm just diffusing the harsh lines from the black and making sure that it blends in with the brown that we applied previously. And for our nose today, we'll be using the MAC Fluid Line Gel Liner in Blacktrack. And then this is easy to remove, so this is why I chose this one. So go in with an angle brush. This brush was not as thin as I wish it was. So anyway, just going with the angle brush and start creating a triangle at the bottom of your nose, and then the other triangle will be a bit higher up. I wanted it to appear much bigger at the corners of my nose, so I just extended that out. But once you've extended that out, just apply more Blacktrack, and then we'll use that to fill it in as well. Using the Morphe browns again, I'll just be applying this to the outside of the nose, and this will just create a shadow and make it seem hollow as well. Taking black eyeshadow, I'm just making sure that I set that nose. And using more shadow, I'm just creating depth around the eyes. And using this MAC black eyeliner, I'll just be lining the lower lashes as well as the top. So if your look doesn't look hollow enough to you, then you can just go and apply more brown eyeshadow around just to create the depth. Using the same brown shadows and an angle brush, I'm just sculpting out my temples, and then on our temples we'll also apply a darker brown. I'm applying a darker brown to my temples and just making sure that it appears sunken in on the corners. So I'm using a small brush and the same brown shadows, and I'm just carving out my cheeks and making sure that the lines are exactly where I want them to be. And from the bottom of the line to our jawbone, that is where we will cover and cast a shadow which will create the depth in the face. Going in with black shadow and creating an even darker shadow on the brown, I'm just blending that in, and then when we get to the corners of the cheeks or next to our mouth, that's where you want to make sure it is the blackest and the darkest. This will create more depth. Now using NC30 by MAC, I'm just cleaning that up and making a white line around the shadow, and this will just highlight and bring out the cheekbones even more. This will make it appear to be standing out further than what it is. Using the same NC30 and applying it to my lips just to block it out, and then I'll use the stippling brush just to blend that in. I wanted angry looking brows, so I'm just using a spoolie and brushing all my hairs up, and then I'll be using the MAC liner and just creating even more hairs. This does not need to be perfect, and then the different hair strokes will also make it look uneven as well, which is what we want. And to make sure that my brows don't fall down, I'm using the MAC brow wax. Again, creating more depth, I'm just filling in below my nose and then on my chin as well with both brown, and over top I'll go in with black. I would suggest that you guys use a very thin brush. I'm not using the right brush, but for the teeth you're just going to be pulling down lines, and then at the side of your mouth just drag it out a bit further down, and then on your chin as well just make sure that you come down further than your lips, and just continue with small strokes across the line that you've already created. And now we zombie dance. Ooh, ooh, ee, ee, ooh, ooh. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.